All right, guys, welcome back to Beyond the Bounce. It's been a while. There's a few things that we need to talk about just to kind of update you guys and give you guys a good understanding of what life has done to us. Because that's why we've been gone. Life took us by the balls and kind of crushed it up a little bit, but then like put it built it back, put some metal parts in there so we could be a little stronger for the next time our balls get crushed. Um, that was a great analogy. Wow. You go.
I can't believe that we're actually just starting or we're coming back from Beyond Balance and we can't even go 5 minutes without being sus like this. This is crazy. How I this gotta be a record. Like not even a minute and we're already doing this shit.
Oh shit. Okay. Lock in, Darshall. What are you doing, man?
No, you fucking lock in one.
Okay, I
Anyways,
lied.
what we're trying to say is that it's been a long time. Shit's happened. Life's been tough, but we're back.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah,
got some
hundred
and
percent.
we got a ton of stuff to say.
Yeah. So let's talk about it. What should we talk about first, Darshall? We got a few things. We didn't really specifically talk about it. Should we talk about our training first?
Sure, yeah. That's probably
Yeah, training.
the
That's what everyone wants to hear, right? Talk about
yeah.
training.
Pretty much, they're just gonna watch the training part, and then as soon as it goes to our lives, they're just gonna
They're out of
they
here.
can click off.
They're out of here, dude. They got other stuff to do, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But
But okay. But let's talk about you first, cause you have some good stuff about training.
yeah, I have a bunch of juicy stuff. Do we want to talk about nutrition here or just training? Just training.
We'll talk about training,
That's
just training first.
training. All right, for sure. This is in no order really, but couple things consistently have grabbed rim on 9/11 outdoors in one of my deload weeks, which for me, I grabbed rim before for like 9/9, 9/10, even 9/11 ish, but never like something where I'm like this much above outdoors. I've never done that. So I think for me, that's something that is honestly for me, I was surprised when I did it because it was like I already had a good performance the week beforehand. And this is kind of a thing that Juan has kind of seen in terms of the fact that I tend to jump pretty well, and then my brain's like, "Oh shit, you can jump pretty high," and I jump high the next week, and then I go back to being complete garbage after that. But aside from that, I also had a session at 24 Hour Fitness a couple months back actually that I also posted on Instagram, and it was a 9/9 24-hour fitness session with some of the SoCal Dunker guys, and you guys can just check my Instagram around like end of August. Crazy high checks, close dunks, and I even had a back-to-back good session around that as well, where I almost got my first dunk just off of a lob. And in terms of recent memory right now for training, I've been able to do a 365-pound overloaded eccentric back squat for around 3 reps with a 225 concentric on each rep as a person who weighs less than 130 pounds, it's scary as hell. For me to just get out of just to unrack and stabilize it's terrible. I don't, that part's scary, but like actually going down, right? Like any athlete that has done an overloaded eccentric will know that actually doing like the eccentric part of it, it's scary, but it's fun. It's actually fun. It's
You
really
gotta give it
fun.
everything. You gotta give it everything on that fucking set. Or on
and it,
each individual rep, you gotta give it everything,
and it's
everything
like
you that you
and
had
it's like
and more.
if you like working hard, then this is that it's amazing. It's like the best thing
Oh
in the
yeah,
world.
it's
But
beautiful.
apart from that as well, right? I also started doing more belt squats recently, and I did a lot of high volume belt squats. I think last month, and then in this month as well, I still did some belt squats, and honestly speaking, they're amazing. Belt squats are a gift to mankind. I was able
Mm-hmm.
to I did I think like 322 pounds. Like that's prospectively 322. It could be less, it could be way more. for like 6 reps, and my RP for that it's like 7 RP. I could probably do way more than that. But like the point is that like I think that belt squats are gonna be a long-term staple for me in terms of my training, especially because of the fact that um back squats can sometimes have been lately aggravating me because I have some hip and groin issues. And for some reason on belt squats, I'm able to stabilize just correctly so that none of those issues are as bad. I will say though that it is harder in order to be able to just get quad tension without using your upper body, which is naturally going to happen whenever you're having your arms on the handle for the belt squat. But apart from that, yeah, I mean like I said, I'm dealing with some like hip groin issues, and it really just has to do with the fact that I still did like tibial IR stuff. I've been doing that even prior to when I started running into the issues, but for my hip internal rotation, I haven't done that as religiously, and I think that I kind of am paying the price for that right now. So it is what it is. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can yap about right now. Not really. I think
All right.
I think positive thing is for training is that my gym just got slightly renovated, so I'm hoping to get some better quality machines and stuff for any general stuff that I do for training.
Nice. All right. My turn. Training. Training. Still injured. But the progress of what the training has looked like right now, it's very slow, but sure in the sense that each workout I'm going like 5-10 pounds up, and then sometimes like my knee will still hurt a bit, and then like that's like during work and stuff, so then I change my workouts into the mornings and stuff. But yeah, so I'm still like injured, still can't just go out jump max effort. um, I could probably do like maybe 2 max effort jumps before my knee just starts screaming at me. But so I'm still at that point. Recent milestone was 200 pounds box squat by 8. So I was able to do that for 1 set. Um, so that's good. Now I'm on to full squats. Now I'm just kind of restarting, going back to doing full squats, but with like 10 pounds, 25 pounds on each side. Um, so that's what training really looks like for me right now. Nothing too special, obviously, because I'm not doing the fun stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but it's been, again, slowly but surely, my knee is getting better. It's handling the load a lot better. Um, it's gonna be something that's gonna need to be managed, years time. As I still, I'll still be healthy, but it might be something that'll just, it'll eventually like come back and be like, hey, yo, calm down, like I'm still here. That's what it feels like. But I'm coming back from that. And the rehab, it's just really, really slow squats. That's like the main thing, and then like with some accessories. Whatever it is, deadlifts, RDLs, always doing some type of calf raises. To keep strength in that area. Make sure I don't detrain too much because I've already detrained a lot. Um, but yeah, and then with that said, like that's pretty much it for me when it comes to training. And then a lot of priorities have changed. So Darshil, if you want to talk about that too first, and then I can.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, by a very surface level way of looking at it, my priorities, unlike what Juan's gonna say, haven't exactly changed. I'm still training, I'm still going with my job, and then doing whatever responsibilities I need to do because I still live with my parents. The
Mm-hmm.
only difference, however, right, is actually my job. Because of the fact that at least in the last month or so, I was pretty much given, long story short, I was pretty much given a big project that I needed to develop pretty much end to end. So from start to finish. And a lot of the times that would require me to stay past my shifts, maybe sometimes prepare certain things during the weekend. And then just in general, I was kind of, at least for a little bit until this, except for this week where it just kind of went terrible. I was starting to get better sleep maybe last week, but it's been a little tough in terms of being able to manage that and also training. But we do what we got to do in terms of being able to get there. I think the positive thing though is that it kind of forced me to kind of fix one of the kind of bad habits that I have, which is like I tend to, whenever I wake up, I tend to kind of doom scroll for like maybe 30, 40 minutes. It got to a point where I was sometimes doom scrolling for like an hour and then I got out of bed. But I pretty much told myself every single day, pretty much when I realized I needed to step up myself so that I can get at least my sleep back, right? Is that I just get up and immediately just do like fucking brush my teeth or whatever, right? Don't fucking wait. Like just fucking do it. Like sometimes you gotta make your brain just be dumb. Just odd like basically run in like autopilot. It's better than just trying than thinking, oh, let me go on my phone, let me just see my notifications, and then you just end up being there for like God knows how long. So I think Juan, you went a little step like you went a step further, right? You deleted social media like altogether. Not deleted,
Um,
but like you deleted the like apps, like the social media app, like Instagram,
yeah, I
right?
just keep them deleted, and if I need something, I'll just re-download it, and then maybe doom scroll for like 5-10 minutes, and be like, ah, this is why I don't. That's why I stopped, and then I delete it again.
But it's like understanding where that I was wasting a bunch of time doing that when I could have been going to work earlier and probably saving time on my commute. It made a big difference in terms of where I am right now, except for this week. This week I had to deliver like tons of deadlines plus a bunch of kind of quick fixes that the company needed to be done by the end of the week. But aside from this week, I've been able to sleep well and been able to prioritize pretty well in terms of what I'm doing. So I think that's it for me. I think Juan, you have a lot more that I think has changed in your life in the last couple months.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, so my current priorities are training and my two jobs. I have a full time job and a part time job. Um, but it's where it's my full time job is where that I'm it's a lot of that's kind of taken a lot out of me. Um, obviously like what Darfur said, it's not good to wake up and doom scroll. Um, but sometimes I don't even get the chance to do that. Sometimes I'll wake up with like only 5 hours. I was just 5 hours of sleep under my belt, and I have to wake up and just put my clothes on and just go to work. And then I'm driving in like the Florida traffic, which I don't really mind because it'll be slow anyway, and I'm only like 15 minutes away, so I'm just there. It's gotten to the point where there's so much noise that I have to find the silence whenever I can because of how much noise there is. And so like even when I'm driving, it's like I'll make sure there's nothing playing so I can just sit there and just kind of let it take it all in. When I'm at work, I have to sometimes disappear for like 5 minutes, like go outside, look at the trees, look at the sky, feel the wind for like a good like 5 minutes, and then I'm back in doing what I need to do. um so it's what it's looking like is I'm training and then going to work and then uh do whatever part-time work needs to be done, if any. um and then with that, it's like, if I want to do something fun real quick, or like I don't know, get on a game or some shit. But then it's like at the end of the day, it's like anything after that. By the time it's like what, like it's a little early in the day, like not too early, earlier in the night. I have to be bedding at a certain time so I can wake up really early. Um, so then it's like I don't have the chance to do anything else. Um, but then that's where I do what I can, because at the end of the day, the two main things are the injury and my part time job that have shown it really kind of made me vulnerable and made me and like kind of exposed my flaws, and it made me uncomfortable. Um, Uncomfortable. It made me stressed. Um, the mornings I wake up and it's like, I'm just talking to my dog, telling him like, "Yo, dude, I don't want to go to work today, man. Like, do you have work today?" And he was like, he doesn't know what I'm saying. So then,
Yeah.
um, So yeah, it's the difference between like what discipline actually is.
Yeah.
Because before this, I had just a part time job at a gym, and I would just do my part time job. It was a fun job. It was an easy job. I just helping people out whenever they needed. Just sat there and waited. Some like go on my phone, or whatever. Talk to my coworkers. My coworkers were cool. Sometimes like every once in a while, we deal with some random dickhead. Whatever, doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Um, and I would just train. And then after or before that, I would train hard. I would literally stay there for hours with using up all the time I could. And then after that, I would, I'd really just not do much, just like do whatever. It's like, oh, I just had my part time job and then I did that. Now I have a full time job. And then I got even more injured when I was at that full time job. So it took away what I identified with myself with, in a sense, because I didn't have as much time to train. And then when I did train, I still trained hard, but then it's like my injury got worse because I was also doing like manual labor type stuff. So then that got worse, and then I'm like, what's left? So then that really put me in a good few months of a lot of stress that was needed because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my injury, the job that I have, the part-time job that I have, the opportunities that are given to me, because this beyond bounce would have never been a thing. I would have never even thought of this because I'm like, yeah, like I can't really do much when it comes to training. It's like I feel I'm miserable right now. So then I had that idea. We started the podcast, and now, now I can find some joy again. But then even that, I didn't have too much time for that. Now things are going to be different. We can talk about that in later podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but things are going to be happening. Um, but again, going back to this, it showed me what true discipline was. Because now I'm at my job. I do what I need to do. But it's not really about, because at the end of the day, you can make it a habit. Something that's habitual isn't really what discipline is.
It's
In
about
my
doing
opinion.
it's about doing the things that you want to do, especially when you don't want to do them.
Because you could go to the
It's
gym. You could go to the
yeah.
gym every day, right? You can make going to the gym a habit every day. But then when you're putting, anywhere from 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 even pounds on your back, doing squats or doing deadlifts or doing whatever you got to, whatever training you got to do, that's where it's a conscious effort. That's where you're kind of, you're in the moment. And then that's also a thing when it comes to listening to music. When you're it's not even just music. It's anything that makes the thing you're doing more fun, making it more stimulating. Because then even at my job, I found myself because with training, like I'd rarely listen to music. But then when it was really hard on some days, I would just listen to music and kind of like go ham, do what I can do. Then at my job, it got to that point where it was every day. I was listening spamming like loud music in my head. I got numb to it. I would listen to great music. I got numb to it. I would look at social media for as long as I can until I have to get back to work. Now I'm numb to it. It's like, when you first get back on social media after not being on it for a while, your emotions are kind of refueled, and then you have more to give when it comes to that sense, because then you'll see someone do like some cool dunks or some shit, like make a new milestone, and you're happy for them, and then you see some funny ass video and you laugh really hard, or you see some sad video and then you get really sad, and then some video that gets you pissed off or whatever it is, right? And then you're numb to it, and then now it's like you're numb to anything you feel. So especially when I'm able to give myself a moment of silence to kind of recuperate myself in any way possible, I realize like I notice on some days like if I'm going to work in the morning. Recently, I was like, wow, like I've given myself some time to really allow myself to be more aware, to kind of cultivate more awareness in the moment. And right now, I feel like shit. I feel terrible. But like at least I know I feel like shit rather than feeling like shit and just being like, yeah, I'm fine, right? So
Yeah.
if someone asks me if I'm all right, I'm all right. Like I'm all right. Am I okay? Yes, I'm okay. But just because I feel like shit, just because I feel terrible, just as I feel so sad, so angry, so even so happy, it's like it's all a part of what is then bigger than us in a sense. Um, being able to move forward um, through the ups and downs and making a change. So um, yeah, that's where I've been.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where I've been.
It's crazy. No, I think it kind of goes into, I think I've had that kind of feeling in my life before where you start to become more aware of kind of everything for yourself, everything around you, and it kind of makes you or forces you to dig deep into your entire life. Because it's like some people in this community, in the dunk community right now, like we don't dig deep too much about our purpose, why we do things, why we are the way we are, and why we want to be something. And it's like, in a way, for some people, it kind of hinders their goals in getting to that kind of superficial thing that they want because you don't know why you're doing that in the first place, right? So it's like, I'm not sure exactly what else I wanted to add there, but yeah,
That kind of reminds me of the desire, because a lot of it was, a lot of, I'll say the roots of my suffering are desire, or of what I want so badly. And I found that like I found that from when kind of being able to train and dunk was taken away from me. That it was like, wow, I was really just, it was something I was relying on, something I was dependent on. And for as long as you're dependent on something like that, once you lose it, well, what do you have? What do you have? I literally just told Darshall this earlier. It's like, for the longer you think you're indestructible, the more devastated you will be once you realize you're not, right? And that kind of
absolutely,
goes
yeah.
to like the downfall of, not being able to go after what you desire. So, if you're a dunker and people see you as a dunker, at the end of the day, that's not what you are. You aren't a dunker. You're you're a human being with blood and veins and lungs and a beautiful face. You know what I'm saying? It's like associating yourself with that will be what kind of controls your mood, your emotional state. It's like the longer you realize that you don't need anything. Nobody in this world needs anything. Sure, I don't need my job. I could quit both of my jobs. I could say fuck you to Darshall and just get off the podcast. I could stop training, but then I don't need any of that stuff. But what would happen? I would probably be fat in 5 years and dead in 10. Like if I just gave it
That's
all up.
that's a morbid way of looking at. Oh my goodness, man.
Oh man, that was too low, too much. That was supposed to
Yeah,
be a joke.
no, no, I don't.
Like,
I
you know,
I swear it's.
that might have been a little too much. Okay, that was just like,
I feel like no, I get it though.
yeah,
Like your purpose is it's so important. You can't just like either. I think that, or at least I think you've said it before, right? That we all are here for a reason. We just have to find what it is for us, and it's
I
not
can
going to be
say
something.
that, I can say that confidently for men, for the men of this world, confidently I can say that
If
you have something there,
yeah,
and it's not, maybe it's not so simple as purpose or meaning or whatnot. It's not that simple because
yeah,
your purpose isn't floating around anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You kind of have to create it. It's like you come. It's not even that you come with that. It's that you have to kind of you have something here that you can give. You know, um, you have something to give. So when you realize when you realize as someone who has strong desires, that the more you realize that you don't need anything or anyone, it's okay to want things. It's okay to want things for a very valid reason, right? Because like at the end of the day, I want to go to work because I want, to make my money, because I want to buy my groceries and pay for my gym membership and pay for the other kind of monthly things that I have. I want to do that. So like I want to train because I want to get back to dunking, but I don't need to, because that's just another chain in the plenty of chains that all of us have, living in a world that is just that you're gonna have to conform to, that you're gonna have to adapt around. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, really.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I
Shit,
can.
talk about your 7 cups of milk, dude. That's what's next.
I mean, no, this is a terrible transition. What the fuck? No, like, okay, I will talk about
They're
my
probably
seven
gonna
cup.
not know the context either. You're like 7 cups of milk. What kind of white stuff you been drinking?
But anyways, yeah. So what Juan is talking about, right, is that I guess to give more context to it, when prior to my ankle sprain that happened, right, my entire diet was basically back then I called it 70% dairy because basically I would be consuming, or a majority of my diet would be dairy based. So we're talking Greek yogurt, another type of Greek yogurt, uh, cottage cheese, milk. This is all like 1%, I think, back then. I go for 2% now, but back then it was like 1% cottage cheese and all that. So I'd be getting
They
a
have
ton of protein.
cheese and milk.
Huh?
They have cottage cheese and milk.
No, like separately eaten.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Sorry, I
And
think I just didn't listen to that part. Sorry.
And I think and that diet actually works really well. It doesn't work well, I think, for people who eat meat because it's just adding calories on top of it. But for someone like me who's vegetarian, who can't eat eggs or fish either, it is a game changer because it's the closest that I can get technically to having an animal-based diet, in my opinion.
Hooray for cows.
I think that it's because of me that there's going to be a lot of missing milk cartons because because
I just forgot, and I'm not gonna lie, when I said that, like, I just saw, like, I don't sound racist, like, I just thought of, like, I forgot, like, how, like, Indians, like, worship cows. Like, I forgot about that. Like, when I said that, I realized, like, wait, that might be racist.
But yeah, back to what I was saying, right? So I thought with that similar ideology that that diet worked for me 2 years ago. It got me to doing whatever was my best 2 years ago as well. And I was like, let me try that again. And to no surprise, that diet works just fine. Because I think of it in a couple of ways in terms of the fact that A, dairy products in general, right? Whether it be milk, cottage cheese, yogurt, whatever it is, right? It's gonna have more active amino acids than some of the plant-based stuff that you would eat, like beans and rice or whatnot, or even tofu. Like they all have protein, right? But I think the distinction you need to have, and just in general, I think we're gonna do this on the nutrition podcast if we're gonna do that anytime soon. Your protein intake isn't just based off of the numerical amount that you intake. You could just, I mean, that would mean you could technically just eat like 12 fucking Quest bars, and that would make your protein intake be good, right? But what are you actually putting in your body?
The source is very important.
So
Very important.
in that realization, right, it makes perfect sense why if I'm consuming a ton of milk and cottage cheese and yogurt, right, I'm getting not just protein by a numerical amount, I'm also getting good amino acids. And especially for milk, right, depending on what you get, 1%, 2% doesn't matter really, right? You're also getting a decent amount of carbohydrates. So it's good even when you're coming back from training. If you're going into training, maybe consume less, right? You don't want to be bloated as hell, right, while training. But like the point is, right, is that it's a bit crazy, right? But if you think about it, like I said, I think I said this to you, right, Juan? If you actually measure what you eat, which for me, I have to be a little strict with how I eat. 7 cups of milk is just 3 regular mugs, maybe a half more. It is not as much as you think. And like the benefit that you get if you're a vegetarian and you're watching this, it's huge. Because if you can't eat meat, you're trying to get at least the next best thing that you can do. And yeah, just in general, I've been able to. I wouldn't say my physique is as good as it was 2 years ago, just because I think I have more life stressors now, more things that I have to account for. But I think just in general, I'm getting back to getting that kind of physique that I had. And that's kind of like a testament to this kind of diet that it works. Well, it works for vegetarians. If you're, like a disclaimer, like if you're not me, if you're not a vegetarian, if you are open to eating everything, then you probably,
If you're like me, eat meat.
well, like you should eat
Eat a
meat.
whole lot of
Like,
meat. Big
like if
meat,
you
small
can,
meat,
if you can, right? You
red
should
meat,
because
white
of the
meat, black meat.
because
Sorry.
it's like it's not about the fact that I don't know how meat tastes, but I know people say it tastes pretty good. That's but like it's about the stuff that you get from it. The amino acids that you get from meat are not going to be found in anything that's plant based. Like I can say that with confidence that you're not going to be able to get the same amount. So yeah, if you're not me, eat everything.
Have you literally like never eaten meat before, ever? Like ever?
I might have like maybe once, twice,
Like on accident or something? Or
probably. Yeah, I think no, it's actually a funny story. Taco Bell. Um,
oh,
yeah. It tasted like shit because Taco Bell meat isn't cooked correctly, even from what I've heard.
yikes! I
But
don't eat Taco Bell, so even when I
uh,
did eat a bunch of fast food.
and then I think one time I ate eggs on accident too because I was an idiot. Because like no, it's so stupid, right? Because I had waffles, right? The brand of the waffles, right? Because it's store bought, is from a company that's literally called Eggo. So not knowing that
Mm.
has eggs is kind
Cause
of
they, cause they use the shit to create the shit.
it's like
Oh,
the fact that I never thought, it has eggs until I checked is actually crazy to me.
damn.
But yeah, that's my diet. But I know you won. I know because I think it goes with the idea that of where you kind of had life changes and stuff. For a
Oh
period of
yeah.
time, your diet was kind of
Period of time. Shit, my diet's been shit ever since I was born. So, but
damn, really?
let me just talk about this. So,
Your diet?
um,
Okay, yeah.
no, okay, that's the biggest exaggeration, but like for a very long time. Okay, so do you guys know? You guys ever ask parents like, "Hey, let's go get McDonald's. Like, let's get McDonald's. I want McDonald's. Get me fucking McDonald's." But then your parents like, "Nah, we got food at home." For me, it's the opposite. We didn't have food at home. We just got McDonald's. So that's like that's like a quick analogy, but like it was normally like that growing up. So like nothing against my parents, obviously. Like they love me and they wanted me to eat, be happy when I ate. They just wanted me to be happy, right? But kind of growing up in that kind of like with that kind of habitual circuitry of going to eat fast food, it really started to hit me when I started working a full time job. When I started becoming so stressed, feeling all those emotions, and it's like, okay, it's like it got to a point where, as of recent, like I need to cut back on like other things that I'm doing, like like focus on my priorities, which are like main priorities, training in my jobs. Now my next priority after that is my nutrition because now I'm buying grocery bought stuff. I'm not buying like I'm not doing any type of fast food unless it's like this one place in Florida called Pollo Tropical. It's very very good food. That like I'll eat there, but then anything else like or if it's like if it's like more on the real side of food, like it's real food, but obviously they'll add like the shit that makes it good or whatever. But that's only if like I don't have anything at home. But besides that, it's like I'm just eating store bought stuff right now. Like I'm making my own like bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich in the morning, and then like food at lunch it'll be like rice with eggs, and then like whatever type of meat I have, whether it's beef, chicken, chicken breast or the tenderloins, whatever. Um, getting the ingredients for smoothies and stuff like that. Getting whatever like snacks or whatever. That's also something I need to be more get more of is like snacks and stuff. So now I'm getting hungry now, like because I'm still not eating enough right now. So I've
Yeah.
noticed that I've been getting like really I feel lean right now, but like properly lean. You know what I'm saying? Like before like I would just eat shit, but I would still be lean. Because okay, my metabolism is also really like really fast because I've never had a single like I've never in my life have had um excess fat before, and that's just like luckily genetics. But
Yep. Can't say the same thing here.
yeah, but if you are giving are you if you're in a position in life where you're stressed daily, um, it'll have an effect on you. So
Yeah,
that's
it's
when I realized like I already knew eventually like hey my diet's gonna have to change eventually. Yeah, this was that time. Like I can't eat. You know, like it's not even like an addiction thing. It's like I was never addicted to this stuff. I was just it's just habitual. It's like it's easy. It's like okay, let me just get the
like
food.
it's been your
Um,
life, basically.
yeah, exactly. And it's like at the end of the
No, that
day,
makes
it's
sense.
like I would rather eat a homemade meal than like it doesn't really matter if it's like if they're both in like 5 minutes. If you give me like a fucking McDonald's and then a fucking homemade meal, I'm eating the homemade meal because either way it tastes better in the sense that it's like this is that real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah.
busting down on some real shit that's gonna make me not make me feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless if I eat too much and then I take a huge fat shit.
No,
But yeah,
but
what were you saying?
I guess two things here, right? I think we'll talk about this more on the nutrition podcast, just like because we don't want to just talk. I don't think we should like you're saying right now. I think it's a good way of what we should be talking about when we do talk about it. But nutrition isn't just about how you physically look, how you physically are doing.
Oh yeah,
It's mentally better to like eat
yeah.
cleaner. Like
It couldn't
I
say
think
it any
that
better.
I think that I'm gonna keep it as short as I can, right? Because we probably want to save that for that podcast, right? But when I started just eating my stuff, and maybe once in 2 weeks, once a week at worst, I was eating out, my life was better. I could think better. I was much more ambitious in terms of what I was doing with my work, more focused, and I could make better decisions. The food that that you intake, right? It means everything in terms of what you're trying to do with your life. Because
Mm-hmm.
and for me, I think obviously I knew this a lot earlier. I've probably, I mean, I don't think I didn't optimize my diet until I think a year and a half into training. But then after that, I've pretty much learned more and more over the years in terms of what I think is best for me. And it turns, like, sometimes I do like dip a little bit. I have my moments where I do go back to snacks because in some ways I actually was also brought up the same way in terms of the fact that some of the stuff I ate, right, wasn't good for me. Now, luckily, I also had a lot of homemade stuff that I ate throughout the weeks or whatever when I was younger. The fact was that whatever I was eating too, right, wasn't right either. Like I was basically eating high carb, medium fat, and low protein. That's what like the standard Indian diet is. And
Yeah,
it's like
low protein. That's all I needed to hear.
and it's
But not
like
like that. That should be like the opposite way, kind of.
exactly. No, it
Yeah,
should. Because it's
yeah.
like and those kinds of things, right? Especially for me, because I'm even if I get lean, man, I still am gonna have some amount of fat deposits. That's just at that point it's genetics. It's not something I can
Yeah.
really go against. But I knew that I had to be lean in order to jump high, and for me, it's hard as hell. So I have to be strict. So in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, I almost feel like that's a blessing for myself, like earlier on figuring that out, because it made a huge difference in terms of when I figured that out, I switched everything up, and what do you know? I got way stronger. I got relatively bigger. I'm still like less than 130 pounds though, but I got relatively bigger, lost fat, and also felt better, mentally better.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel like I have a controversial opinion on it. I think on the nutrition podcast, which I keep saying, I hope we do, right? Because I'm pretty
We will.
passionate about it because of the fact that I know that it's changed me significantly, physically and mentally. But the protein intake that is suggested for most people, right, is not the protein intake that you should have if you're a training athlete like us, or if not more. I think intake should be higher. That's my opinion, of course. Some people would just go with a standard, oh, you should just eat like 2.2 times your body weight in kilograms. I think closer to 3 times is better. Even more than that, maybe you could still do it as well, too, to be honest. I don't think there should be a limit, really, on protein.
Yeah. So many things with nutrition, especially that I've been learning. Um, you know, timing, intake, like, and
Yeah,
especially that
yeah.
when you train, you get hungry, and especially like whatever as of really recently since I haven't been eating enough and like you know
I mean,
um
you could say, right? I keep saying stuff like
yeah. Here,
that
how
we
about
should
this?
just,
Let's leave it
yeah,
here.
yeah. So yeah,
Let's
if
leave
you
it
got
here.
that being said, right? If you have anything to do with like, why do I have a pen in my hand? Um, but if you have any comments about nutrition or really anything throughout this podcast, because I think we went pretty deep into to a lot of topics today. But if you guys have anything that if of like your opinion on that kind of stuff, just comment it below. We always respond to our comments and stuff.
Yeah. Let us know, guys, cause this ain't it. This ain't the end of it. It will never be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's an intrinsic motivation that we have towards these things that are related to this community that it will always bring us back. We will never stray away. I can say this confidently for Darshla as well. We will never stray away too far to the point that we never come back. Especially like Darshlo's still training. I'm still trying to get back to training. Um, so we're here. We want to serve you guys. We want to provide. We want to give what we can give. So that's what I recommend for you guys too. Give what you can give to the world because you know the world we live in. You know whatever you know about the world we live in is what you know, and you probably know enough anyway. So, anyways, guys, thank you. If you've watched this far, thank you. Comment down below what you thought and stuff about nutrition if there's anything you know about that. But um,
I think if you've watched this far, um, I mean, of course, people are fucking busy, right? I get it if you fucking
hey,
clicked off beforehand, right? But
but
it's like
even if they left and then came back,
we appreciate you.
yeah,
Like it shows that you actually like you're the type of person that I don't know,
yeah,
like we know that
like
you're part of the community and whatnot.
yeah, especially if you're here at the end right now, what I wish I could do right now is I wish we could meet in person, customize our characters to where I'm taller than you, make you bald, and then kiss you on your bald head and say thank and whisper in your ear and say thank you. You've done so much for me, and at the end of the day, I need you.
All right. But uh, anyways, anyways, let's end it off here.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. 5 stars on Spotify. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you can, and more stuff is to come.
Yep. Thank you guys. We appreciate you more than you could ever know. So, thank you guys.
All
Peace.
right. Peace out, guys.